that some people are going to treat you different. I'm still the same old me. You gotta think positively. Good morning. It is another Sunday long run. Beautiful Sunday slow run. This one I've routed a bit better, so I don't end up running through fields and God knows what. God, if you watch my last video, look at my face at the start and then look how drained I am at the end. I don't know, I need to try and get better with fuel in these long runs, because God, I felt ill when I got home. Just 17k today, about just over 10 miles. Did 6 mile yesterday, just to keep the miles coming in the legs, I think. The plan I'm following at the minute basically has me going 6 miles, 8 miles ish on a Saturday, and then 10 plus on a Sunday, running down a country lane, trying not to well, get hit by any cars, to be honest. Just glorious. So I've realised over the past few videos I haven't overly gone into too much detail on how we're doing or how I'm doing, how's my wife doing. Whoa, God, concentrate, Joe, concentrate. I've not really gone into too much detail on how I'm doing after, you know, since we lost Margot. So last week would have been Margot's she would have been 5 months old. So one thing is, I don't know where the time's gone. You know, I can literally, well, it feels like last week that she was born. It only feels like yesterday was a funeral, and time's just flown. Don't know if anyone else has had similar. You just, you know, I think, what have I done with, you know, the past 5 months? You know, Margot would have a personality by now. She'd be starting to be, you know, show the world who she would be. So it's tough. One thing I remember reading at the start, or researching or whatever, was, well, pretty sure I googled this: when do I start to feel better after my child dies? And you don't really get an answer, and at the time I was like, oh, can't someone just tell me that this process takes, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months? But the truth is, it doesn't. And the thing what I've actually come to accept now is, it's never going to get better. It's never going to, that feeling of having your son or daughter taken away from you, is never going to feel better. But you do learn to live with it a bit more. Don't get me wrong, I still have some dark days, and you know, over the past 5 months I've not just lost my daughter, lots has changed. You know, the way people see you, the way, you know, people act towards you. One thing I've had to try and work out myself is that it's okay that some people are going to treat you different, you know. But, you know, I don't want to be known as, oh, the guy you can't talk to about your kids because his has died. Since we lost Margot, people do treat you differently. Not in a bad way, just differently, I guess, a little bit. And I think the one thing that anyone wants to you know, I don't think everyone wants to be who is in my position. It's just treated normal. Yes, we've gone through probably the worst things that we ever will. I'm still the same old me. And I think that's the tough bit. I can't blame anyone for not knowing what to say, but I just want to be treated normal. If, you know, if your child has done something and you want to talk to me about it, do it. If you want to ask me what happened, then please do. I'm still the same old Joe. And I just wish that everyone would just ask about Margot, but most importantly, treat me like nothing's happened. We're 5 months on, and it's not easier, but learning to live with it more. I am able to laugh a little bit more, sleeping a little bit better, but to be honest, most of that's just because I'm exhausted from the running, I think. But yeah, it's still hard, but you gotta think positively. Still take it day by day, but try and find that little thing to smile about in that day. And if you're watching this, and I'm so sorry if you're watching this because you've lost, 5 months on, still hard, but learning to live with it more than 5 months ago, and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 month ago. So I suppose you've got to take the positives from it, and just try and look forward as much as possible. So it does get easier to live with, but it doesn't mean we still don't miss her. It's still incredibly tough. There's still parts of me what aren't quite the same as before, I guess, but that's not a bad thing, because if I was exactly the same, Margot never happened.